and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about Popeyes using Doordash for corporate testing. So I got an email from one of my subscribers. BC, thank you so much for emailing me about this subject and making this video possible. And from what I could tell from the beginning is that it's this Popeyes corporate test. And we're not really sure what they're testing specifically, but they're using DoorDash drivers to do it. So in this video, I want to go over what is happening in this particular order, what makes it so different than every other order, how legitimate it can potentially be, and what other people are saying about it, because this is an interesting topic to say the least. So with that said, let's get started. So the link that BC sent me goes into a Facebook group from Michelle. How isn't this just nice? And what they have is a photo of the instructions on an order. Residential, this is a test order from Popeyes corporate. Please take the order home and enjoy on us. And the order is a one-piece Oreo cheesecake cup. Okay, I just have so many questions on this. First of all, did you end up going into a home, a new area? I feel like I have so many questions. Like, isn't this just nice? Is not really an answer. And the fact that it's a test order from Popeyes, that doesn't answer anything either. And the fact that you say take the order home and enjoy, like, I would honestly be concerned that I'm gonna end up with a order never arrived violation. There have been so many scams in the gig economy already that that's not too far of a leap.
It's a trap!
That being said, there's a lot of people saying a lot of different things about this, so let's take a look. Seems like a trick. Everybody is saying it's a trick at this point. It's not just me. I've had this at a pizza place called Stoner's Pizza. Mine was some cookie brownies. I was shocked. There is a Stoner's Pizza out here, but I've never seen that. Okay, but did corporate tip? Oh, corporate actually tipping drivers. That's so funny. Is it that bad that I think it's funny? I have never had this happen to me, but a lot of places do things like this. I'm sure it's legit. Okay, so we got a fair mix of people actually saying, hey, this is legit, and hey, it's not actually as legit as it sounds. How did you complete the order? Was the address also Popeyes? Yeah, that's another thing. Like, did they have you go into another area? Did they just have you go around the block? Did they actually have you go to one of corporate's homes? Like, do you even know that you weren't being watched? Exactly. Always deliver to the address, LOL, and take a picture. Keeps your CV down. Yeah, I would do whatever I can to protect myself regardless. It doesn't say whether it was a leave at the door order or not, but I would treat it as that. Take a picture, do what you have to do, and whether or not you keep it, that's up to you, but hey. Do what you gotta do. Here's another point from the author, but Popeyes didn't have the Oreo cheesecake cup. Go figure.
See, now that's some bull.
Maybe that was the test the whole time. Are they actually making the desserts? I will never go to another Popeyes ever, period. That is all. Some people will never experience the free food from Popeyes because they refuse to pick up from Popeyes. Popeyes earned a pretty crappy reputation from drivers at this point for the way they treat them. And some restaurants are really bad about it because they're gig workers, and some people just suck, period. Somebody actually made a point online, the worse the service, the better the food.
My best Popeyes experience is when I went there, right? I went to the register, I said, hey, how's your day going? And they said, not good enough for me to care about your day. I was baffled. I tried to order, and as I'm ordering, they cut me off mid-order, and they said, okay, and they just charged me. They didn't even want to finish my order. They said, I'm gonna give you this much food. I'm not working any harder than this, right? I got my chicken sandwich and a biscuit and a cup of water. Best food I had in my life.
I don't know why there's a correlation there, but hey, go home and enjoy your cup. You don't need to work anymore today. Imagine that was like the very beginning of their shift and they told you go home and enjoy your cup and they didn't give you a spoon or anything. Like, that would be a net loss for the day. That'd be hilarious, though. I understand why, because the one in our town is rude AF and always has you waiting for no reason. There you go. Maybe they are testing the customer service aspect towards gig workers. But here's the thing. How would you even report that if you do get this test? The next notification was a contract violation for non-delivery. Yeah, it could be a trap. Damn, they could have at least given you a nice 10-piece. Okay, I feel like that's greedy, though. If you're expecting them to actually shell out real meals for test orders, I don't think so. You don't know if the item itself was part of the test. Let's say they've gotten a lot of complaints about certain desserts not being available. Is that part of it? I don't know. I had a day of this once. I was sent to 4 or 5 different restaurants. Nothing going to Ted's Montana and getting a side Caesar salad. 4 or 5 different restaurants were being sent on the same day. That is interesting to me. I wish we all knew what days these things were happening so we can get free food and free money at this point, right? They changed their policy and now it's ready when I get there. Maybe they finally realized what they're doing, losing business, making a driver wait 30 minutes. Not exactly the highest paying orders in the business. Ah, yeah, that's true. What if they're actually knuckling down on some of these people and being like, all right, some of this wait time is absolutely ridiculous. The discrimination's out of hand. Time for you to fix your stuff. 100% possible. Nice. I had a test order, but I didn't get the food. I just marked it delivered at the restaurant and apparently the employees at the food. Are you kidding me? Like, you're gonna waste your time with a test order when you could be getting other orders and they're not even gonna give you the food. Now, that being said, if the delivery point was the restaurant, fine, but still. I had an order a few days ago, McDonald's to another fast food joint, delivering to a Ford truck in the lot. As I pulled up, he jumped out with a stopwatch and immediately started opening all the food, identified himself as McDonald's corporate doing tests. About an hour later, he was at the McDonald's in the back office with the manager, and the employees were on top of DoorDash and Uber orders for the rest of the night. 6:25 order, and I could still see the McDonald's from his location. Oh man, way to catch them in a lie, dude. And not to mention, with McDonald's specifically, they're actually being charged more if they have longer wait times from DoorDash. Like, literally, the commission on DoorDash to McDonald's will go up if the wait time's too long and down if the wait time's too short. Considering this is corporate, they are probably tracking if the restaurant is fulfilling DD orders and how long it takes them to complete orders. Considering this should take them at most 30 seconds to mark as complete and ready for pickup. If they take 15 to 20 minutes, then corporate knows they aren't prioritizing or paying attention to delivery orders. Also, when we mark the orders as still being worked on or not started until we arrive, Popeyes gets charged more by DD. It's possible that these companies are literally just doing that to make sure that people are doing their job, which honestly I think is a good thing, because if they can finally get to the point where they're just doing their job relatively effectively, we don't have to be on their case as much. Too bad it wasn't Red Lobster. I get a lot of decent orders from Red Lobster, and there are Red Lobsters that have literally been treating me like absolute dog water. Like, I'll have 4 waiters or waitresses walk up to me, ask me what I'm there for, tell them the order, they go in the back and they do some puff puff with the good stuff as opposed to doing their job. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. Well, first off, I think there was a lot more conversation on this subject that I think is absolutely valuable for DoorDash drivers as a whole, as well as UberEats and Grubhub drivers, but that's not the point. The point is that there has been so much discrimination in the gig economy that now corporations are on their stuff. No more nonsense, no more lies, no more manipulations. They will charge companies more for ignoring gig workers. And you know what? That's the best thing I could hear. Enough with the discrimination, enough with the lies, enough with trying to make DoorDash drivers, UberEats drivers, and Grubhub drivers the bad guy. Do your freaking job. And honestly, it's about dang time that they start knuckling down on some of these people. Now, sure, it's not going to be an easy fix and it will take time overall, but I'm glad that something is happening to where gig workers are literally being treated with the respect they deserve. Now, obviously, that's a two-way street. Gig workers gotta respect food service workers just as much and not give them a hard time, but at the same time, now we're finally on a path, or at least approaching a path, to where we don't have to have this type of turmoil with restaurants. And they finally will get punished for causing more harm than good to drivers, because it affects the customers too. So you know what? This is a good find, and I'm glad that BC sent me this, because this is actually some really good news for gig workers. If you guys also want to email me about either a story or a post, or have a story for yourself, or whatever you want to send me, my email is drivenwyld@gmail.com. Feel free to email me whatever you want to talk about. This has actually been a lot of fun for me, and actually really informative for all parties involved. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!